Welcome. You're with the Nasty Pastor. I'm back with another reading on Isis and Osiris. Anywho, let's get into this. And greetings, you know what I mean? Please go like, share, subscribe, comment to my YouTube channel, Only Faith Ministries, Kemet Edition. And we're in the second month of the year. Keep pushing through. Keep making it happen. Don't give up. The struggle is real. You know, the struggle can make you or it can break you. And you're pulling yourself out of a financial bind. And just because you can put some money away now, just because you can go buy something extra, just because you can go do something extra for yourself, don't mean you out the struggle. So continue to save. Continue to think about your next steps. Continue to make sure what you are investing your money in, your hard-working money in, will bear fruit. Make sure that you can get a return back. You're making a deposit, get a return. We're on chapter 9. Let's roll. That when Osiris reigned over the Egyptians, he made them reform their destitute and bestial mode of living. Y'all understand those words? Because I don't. So let's figure what was structured, what Osiris put on the table that made, as they're saying, that when Osiris reigned over the Egyptians, he made them reform their destitute and bestial mode of living. So of or like an animal or animals. So savagely cruel and depraved. So that when Osiris reigned over the Egyptians, he made them reform their destitute and bestial mode of living. You got me? So what Osiris started when he became Pharaoh, he became king, you know, was starting to make things civil, was starting to put morals in place, was starting to put how you are to treat people. You feel me? How your hygiene are supposed to be in place. Because see, bestial mean like you were living as a savage. You know what I mean? You were living as a barbarian. You was living as those if you wanna go back into the old ways of how things was said to us in the 80s and the 90s, you know, they was saying that the Europeans, you know, they were barbarians. You know, they lived in caves. They had no mechanical skills or any at all. You got what I'm saying? They was primitive. You feel me? You know what I mean? Like while we up in Kemet inventing toilet paper, they still going out getting leaves. You feel me? They still getting poison ivy on the bottom. You feel me? While we know to have a basin of water beside us after we take a dump to wipe the rest of that off, they was not, you know, that caught up on that. You feel me? That's my understanding. That's my process of being civil. That's my process of being clean. That's how I process what I just read. showing them the art of cultivation and giving them laws and teaching them how to worship the gods. Afterwards, he traveled over the whole earth. So Osiris done been around the earth. Osiris has traveled the earth. You feel me? So if you wonder how an Asian know about Kemet, if you wonder how the Indians knew about Kemet, if you wonder how the Europeans knew about Kemet, the man traveled. He did an Alexander the Great, and he must have went in peace because he wasn't out trying to conquer anything, because it would have been written in history somewhere. You feel me? It would have been put in history somewhere that this man was starting trouble other places. Afterwards, he traveled the whole earth, civilizing it. Far from requiring alms, he tamed mankind through persuasion and reasoning, joined with song of all kinds and music which he brought over. Wherefore he is held by the Greeks to be the same with Bacchus. That typhoon during his absence did not rebel, because Isis was on her guard and able to keep watch upon them vigorously. But after Osiris returned, Typhon laid a plot against him, having taken 72 men into the conspiracy, and having her helper, a queen, coming out of Ethiopia, whom they call Aso, that she secretly measured the body of Osiris and made to the size a handsome and highly ornamented coffer which he carried into the banqueting room. And what we're going to do, I want to look up Aso, because if I'm correctly, I believe that's the name for Isis for real. Okay, Aso is the circle. Yeah, Aset. Aset is Isis, right? Aso, Kemet wife. Hold on. It's not saying so much about Aso, but she from my understanding, should have been a queen. Trying to figure out who is the circle. For countries, for countless millennia, the maturing population was believed Aso to be a Makuta of the dome of Kemet. Knew it when, and actually she is a pet's mate. Okay, I get it. I get it now. You get it? Aso was a queen. Alright, where we at? And as they were all delighted with its appearance and admired it, Typhon promised in sport that whoever should lie down within it and should exactly fit, he would make him a present of the chest. And after the others had tried one by one and nobody fitted it, then Osiris got in and laid himself down. Thereupon the conspirators running up shut down the lid and fastened it with spiked nails from the outside and poured melted lead over them, and so carried it out to the river and let it go down the tenanted branch into the sea, which branch on that account is hateful and unlucky, for Egyptians to name. These things are said to have been done on the 17th day of the month of Thor, when the sun is passing through the scorpion. Osiris then being in the 8th and 20th year of his reign, some have it that he had lived, not reigned, such a time. God Almighty, he lived that time, but he didn't reign that that time. That means he got the throne. You got what I'm saying? He was taken off the throne. But peep this, It's fun reading this. It's enlightening. It's enlightening to read it. It's knowing about your ancestors is wonderful. It's knowing about how things began in the world is wonderful. You know what I mean? And to understand that we was not barbarians. You got what I'm saying? To understand that we evolved in life. You know how we dropped here. You know how, if my theory is correct, you know what I mean, we dropped here with Satan. We were stripped of all we knew. So it's like being born over again from a baby stage. You get what I'm saying? And we evolved. Right here it just said, you know what I mean? Osiris taught during Osiris' reign, he cultivated his people into being civilized. Anywho, once again, I am the Nasty Pastor. Please like, share, subscribe, and go. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Only Faith Ministries Kemet Edition. Look, let's raise ourselves up. Let's understand we come from gods, we come from kings, we come from queens, we come from an intelligent bloodline. Let's stop looking at the small picture. Start knowing that we dumb ourselves down looking at the small picture. You can be our president. You are our president. Feel me? Money is the root of all evil because money can control you to do evil things. We all are held back. We all have to fight. Let's uplift our community. Let's get the stigma out of our community. Let's teach our kids not to hate. Let's teach our kids not to be racist. And one more thing that we need to really teach our kids. Everything is not to be attainable. Got it? It's to be, some things is to be admired. Anywho, I'm out. I love you.